Yes, everyone, we're back and we're actually live now. It's what's it got now? Just 11 in the morning on a Sunday right here in the northeast. Once again, back into the town that needs no introduction, and for the first time in 6 months, I'm actually here on match day on a Sunday morning. Now, I know technically we don't kick off till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but what I'm planning on doing is just chilling, having a little bit of walk across the city centre. Maybe we'll come across some notties or whatever they're called. Yeah, I think they need to like work. So notties, I think Robin Hoods would probably be better because, you know, Nottingham, Sherwood, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a little bit of a fun day, a little bit of a very calm, very warm, and look at that. It's a blue sky. There's not a cloud anyway. So what I think we're going to do is that. Also, for those wondering, let me see if I can get you guys a good shot of this. See, it's a common thing all across Eldon Square that each bench here is actually dedicated to something specific. And here we have, this side of the bench, we have dedicated to Blackwatch. And over here, a famous Scottish Army regiment, by the way. And over here we had Tyneside Scottish, dedicated to those who died on active service. I think every bench round here is like it's named after people who've died during active service. I mean, it kind of makes sense when you got Great Monument in the middle. Actually, tell you what, let's head out to Gray's Monument. Let's make a start of it. We'll just see where the day takes us, eh? Nice. Yep. Yeah, I can't see that being taken down anytime soon. Mind you, that being said, it gets in the way of what they say for Smashburger, but oh well. Well, let's have a little mosey down Greg's Underpass. Do you think that's a phrase we'll ever catch on? Probably not. Opening winter 2025, Indian street food, no spice, no life. You never know, guys. Indian street food. It's, mind you, if it's called Indian street food, why is it not facing the street? That's what I want to know. Because normally you would associate street food with, you know, things actually facing the street, but well, what do I know? Yeah, so like I said, because we don't kick off till 2 o'clock, and we're still quite early in the morning, it's still, it's getting busy enough. We come around the corner on Eldon Square. Let's take a little mosey down Grey Street. Apologies if the sun gets in your eyes while we're walking down here. It's bright enough in the morning. We're actually coming up to the Theatre Royal very shortly, so I'll let you guys have a little look-see at that. Well, also here we are, by the way. This is the... let me see if I can get like a better angle of this. That's an exception. Let's just get to the other side of the street. This side, I've never seen this Saigon, by the way. Must find out if it's any good. There might be tickets available at the moment, so you never know. We'll just sort of come across to this side of the street, and yeah, that's good. You can actually get the flag of Miss Saigon flying in the top there. Makes a nice change anyway. Right, moving on. So we have to actually go to the other side of the street, because technically this is a street, is a word going up to the top of Gray's Monument, and you can't... It's bloody palaver, this, isn't it? Having to cross one street to get to another street, and then... Oh, here we are. Yeah, so Grey Street, for what some people might not realise or need a little bit of a history lesson, is that apparently before they actually decided to clean up a large part of the streets, it was sort of a time when collieries and stuff like that were kind of being phased out a little bit. I don't want to say phased out, but there were some points, I think, during the early 1970s where gangs of people with 20-foot high besoms, they would actually come out and actually clean up a lot of the stone flag buildings along here, because at one point Grey Street was just every building was just sort of black with soot. So by the time they actually cleaned it up, kind of actually us winning anything, it was a bit of a surprise to a lot of people, and it's kind of resembled this sandstone-like appearance ever since. There you are, guys. Yeah, I'm sure I've got my dates wrong somewhere, but ah well, someone will hopefully maybe correct me if I'm lucky. I do remember it was just something my dad told me, and that's that. Really should have probably worn some glasses or something for today. I cannot see a thing. Also, just a word of advice about the match, happening later. If Angie loses today with Forest, he's definitely going to get sacked in the morning, because this will be about his 7th straight defeat in a row. Actually, speaking of defeats, Liverpool have now actually lost 2 matches in a row in all competition, and yeah, are there cracks starting to be falling in Arnie Slot's side as well? Don't worry, at least I know Graham Potter's looking for work and stuff like that. Yeah, I think, yeah, I know even at this early stage of the season, I think West Ham, Wolves, and maybe Man United are in trouble. It's a little difficult even to say at this stage, who is the third pretender, and I think Man United, I don't know how well Leeds are doing at the moment, but some of them are in trouble. Man United's, well, there's just been this dark cloud that's been over that club for nearly 3 years, and they need to get out of it somehow. This is me not encouraging Man United to start playing well or anything like that. No, if anything, continue playing as bad as they always do, but oh well, if it helps us out, so be it. Tell you what, we'll head down the quayside and then we'll sort of come up through a different way and give you guys something a bit different. Right, here we are, and those of those who've ever watched the popular reality series Geordie Shore may recognise. I'm pretty sure Bijou used to be along here somewhere, or it might have been possibly it'll be a little bit up there. Either way, it's not around here no more. A little bit of little trivia and stuff like that if you do recognise places in the tune, like stuff like that. Right, off we go.
That means you're scared.
Guys, I think it's 50% off. Actually, to be honest, I could do with like a nice new coat or a new hoodie. It's a good job I don't live up a mountain or anything like that, but there you are. You never know when the day comes when you're gonna need one. Sort of come under the viaduct over there. I do quite like my back shots, if you know what I mean. Right.
You're chipping.
Of course, one thing is always good is that there's plenty of sightseers and stuff like that in this part of the city, when you're like on the quayside. Yeah. I must be said. Whilst I am here, I must point out that I've never at like any real stage been mistaken for a tourist yet. So that's good, I guess. Yeah. So we'll sort of avoid Queen Street a little bit around here, and instead we'll just take a little walk along the quayside. You see, this is where you're going to see a lot of the old Robin Hoods and stuff like that around here, because lots of hotels along the quayside. And fortunately, with a closed road just across the street, because they're still doing the old work, like trying to redo the old the Tyne Bridge. Anyway, I'll give you guys a shot along here. The Georgian style buildings. Probably live on for another 400 years, no doubt. Right, off we go. Actually, also, whilst we are here, we just come across this bus stop right here, and that is a thumbnail right there if ever I've seen one. And oh, tell you what, actually, let's go a slightly different way. We'll see if we can actually get along the street. Maybe they've get across some of the stores over there.
Yeah, exactly. So they
Just to give you guys another little perspective of the city. Right, Watergate. Now, does this technically bypass some of the pop-up stores and stuff like that? No, it actually, yeah, it does. I think we'll just take a little cut around here and just take a look what's going on. Of course, it's only just occurred to us that I could, of course, come back in December when they've got the Christmas markets on. Now, the Christmas markets, especially down here, are something to behold. See that? Mac and cheese. You want a nice mac and cheese right next to a vegan store. Coffee, slushes. Grabs and stuff like that. And, quite nice. You know, again, this sort of thing must be an absolute magnet for tourists and stuff like that, especially on away games and whatnot. Right. We sort of have to cut through. Okay, let's cut through, shall we?
Yeah.
Wood fire pizzas, crepes, Caribbean food, grilled cheese, coffees, juice, fresh sandwiches. Loaded fries. I do like my loaded fries. The Greek stores that come here are absolutely the best. I absolutely love a bit of Greek food. Dunkin' Donuts, and of course, what is basically a greasy spoon on wheels. But you know what? The smell, you can smell these sort of things before you come into view. You know, if I wasn't sick right now, I absolutely would be at absolutely every single store. I swear to God. Well, also, yeah, there's just a little makeshift tunnel that you have to go under just to get to the quayside. It's red tape, really. And we continue with even more stores just on the other side. Let's try and get a little bit ahead. I'm sure they've Newcastle merch, ice cream vans, like a lot more shops now starting to try to sell gelato and stuff like that. I'm surprised it's taken as long as it has for gelato to catch on here in the northeast. Absolutely delicious stuff, but well, you've got to be of yeah, why it hasn't caught on until now, I literally will never know. Homemade jams, candles and stuff like that. It's just little makeshift homemade jewelry and stuff like that. Donny's croissants, big. Some like Scotch and Welsh egg. Honestly, I could literally be here forever and literally go through each store from left to right. Good thing there's plenty of jam and marmalade and those little cupcakes there in the shape of cartoon characters like Perry the Platypus and whatnot. Gourmet made sausage rolls. Yeah, basically what this is just when the day comes, they'll just sort of like move a lot of these stores into the center of the town, and then we'll just sort of go again. Yeah, what a great time it is. I've actually come here on market day. Must be also great for tourists and stuff like that to come here this early. Well, gotta take an interest in stuff. It must be a good alternative for lunch and what have you. Little woolen toys, actually. No, they're little woolen turtles. And of course you even get an open air vape store around here, including selling off those tacky Japanese toys, you know, like the bunnies with the creepy razor sharp face. I don't know what the appeal of those things really is, but Cumberland sausages. You know, again, if I had the time to actually chat with some of these store owners and just to ask, like, just a little bit of a history about what, like, the market here is set down on the quayside. Oh.
That's a good That's honest.
That's...
It's got two sippers.
You know, again, I could imagine Tyneside life being down here right now, and they'll be giving me a proper lecture about what the market's down here.
I'm gonna have a look at these.
Yeah, no, while all this is going on, by the way, it didn't even occur to me to actually give you guys a view of the Tyne, or even a view of the... I'll tell you what, we could take a view of the Millennium Bridge, well, the Tyne Bridge when we get onto the Millennium Bridge.
That was my fault.
Yeah. And also the smell of onions and whatnot is very, very strong around here. Makes sense, really. Didn't even realise that it was even painted in rainbow colours. Dubai strawberries. Ooh. Right, I think we're sort of like coming to the end of the market actually, so let's just try and get on the path and at least have a second-hand bookstore. Which actually wouldn't be too bad because I'm in the mood for trying to get something. Modern King. Basically, I'm looking for anything like a reference or something like that when it comes to.
Got some photography books. Probably got more.
Right, okay, everyone. We sort of just broke away a little bit. I had a little bit of a quick chat with somebody who was running a large bookstore and stuff like that. Now, if you can see over there, everybody, outside of the Sage Theatre, you also have. That huge complex over there, that is HMS Calliope. Because outside of the Royal Navy, this is what I talked about before when I said this is where I had my interview when I was wanted to interview for being a paratrooper. It didn't take off. It crash landed, so to speak. And I think we'll take a look at a better view of the time when we get on the Millennium Bridge. Oh, mind you, I forgot to mention, that must have been the first time the store owner did ask us whether or not I've travelled far. I don't think he meant whether or not he wanted to know whether I was a tourist or not, but I think it is possibly the camera or the bag. Possibly, I have no idea. So let's take also tourists aside from Robin Hoods and stuff like that must be coming up here all the time. It's just the way the world is. A lot of people with cameras and whatnot, and let's continue up to the Millennium Bridge. Let's have a go. Yeah, I think we'll also try and make our way back to the city centre via a different way. We'll just give you guys a little shot because this takes, well, it's basically just over the Tyne to get into Gateshead. And considering the trouble I had a few days ago from just trying to get from Gateshead back into the city centre, we best just give you guys a view of the bridge. So I also heard quite a lot of people say that Newcastle was just becoming like a student city because it's very, very popular amongst Chinese students, and actually I think a lot of East Asia is very popular over here, not just because of the emergence of, well, growing places like Stowell Street and the Newcastle's thriving gaming scene. But I think that's just because, well, it's significantly cheaper than London. That's pretty obvious. It's also actually quite a lot safer in many ways. I'd rather go to Newcastle Uni, Northumbria, Durham than I would go to Manchester. That's what I'm going to say about that. Right, so just trying to get the perfect spots. There's a very particular spot on the bridge. Yeah, so I'll give you guys a little view over here, and there we are, perfect. You know, guys, 10 years ago when I was doing again photography work during my last year of school, I would come up here every other weekend, and they would still have decorations from the 2015 Rugby World Cup. And you can actually see look at the market, look at how far the market stores go. And I've just felt the bridge heave. Well, mind you, with so many connections now just to get from Gateshead into Newcastle, makes sense, doesn't it? You know, I was also going to make mention, when we were in Trinity Square a few days ago in Gateshead, I think it would make a lot more sense if we actually did have another bridge somewhere just on the Tyne, just as another little bit of connection. Mind you, that being said, the Millennium Bridge is, well, none of the bridges here have never been notorious for traffic, I suppose, but, well, yeah, I think that's about that. So I think for now, okay, we'll tell you what, we'll head back to Newcastle. We'll go a slightly different way, just to explore a little different part of the city, places even I wouldn't go on the first try. Right, let's go. yeah, I've like, I kind of live early, so I've never really come up through the city this way. So, give you a shot of the Millennium Bridge again. This is basically just like a highlight reel now for to do photography and stuff like that. Wheel may the knee row that my laddie's in. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll take a walk up there. Yeah, I'm probably going to need to cross actually. Nearly 20 to 12 already. Right, okay, so we're sort of going to go through like Shieldfield and Sandyford, just as just a little bit of a different way to go back into the city centre, just to give you guys something a little bit different. Of course, Shieldfield is a little bit run down and all that. I can't remember the last time I've ever seen a hedge being trimmed or anything being cleaned up. But mind you, it's been like this for years. Please don't tell me that those are bullet holes. Right, let's keep going. Rand. Free Sean Walsh Connolly Association. Give you guys a look over that. Yeah, at least that sort of estate is a little bit more well kept, I guess. The Melbourne Court. Anyway, so once we get to like the top here, there's technically two ways we can go. Only one of them technically leads back to the city centre. So we'll take that, but just for what they're worth, because it's something we might be coming to maybe next time or something like that. Just down that way, you got Biker Bridge, leads onto Biker, something else between Biker and Walker Gate, then you get Wallsend. So yeah, maybe at some point during the week, might take a little trip down to Biker, we'll go down Shields Road, then we'll, Walker and Wallsend sound like a good idea. I mean, I should know, I worked in Wallsend for 3 years. I know that place very well. I know exactly what will change, I know exactly what won't. Let's keep going. Also, anybody want to pick up an idea about what they sell in that shop over there? See that nice blue one? What do you reckon they sell there? Answers on a postcard, please. Right, keep going. course we get like, when we come around to like this part of the city, you see like student accommodation, stuff like that, and as I was mentioning before, very, very popular amongst Chinese students and stuff like that. So, because you even get that when you're going onto King's Road, is that there's Chinese supermarkets that started popping up here and there. I mean, it makes sense, cater for the masses somehow. I say that because I don't think I've ever actually once seen a bloke from China actually digging into a sausage roll, but my memory might be slipping in that case. Never mind, eh? Yeah, there's another anniversary sale. Mind you, they said that 4 months ago, so is it really an anniversary? You tell me. Anyway, off we go. Tell you what, we'll head up through, we'll go through the Northumbria Business University, and we'll make our way back to the town like that. What's he looking at? Okay, so let's take a little move. Let's just walk through Northumbria University, then we can like shit. Right, okay, so we can't go that way. Right. Well, that's very typical Northumbria, isn't it? Shut the doors in people's faces and call it progress. That makes life that makes life easier for everyone, that doesn't it? Don't matter. We'll ring road round it. Right, okay, so now we can make the slow walk back. Yeah, so we're just sort of like gonna cross through here, then we'll go on to like College Street, and then we'll be back on Northumberland Street in no time. So yeah, this is where I was just about to say, this is where I spent my time at university. It was sort of where everything did start going wrong. However, yeah, I'm not gonna have the rest of my life ruined just because of 3 bad years. You know what I mean? There's probably worse to come, but there's also better to come. Just trying to remain optimistic. Well, what other choice do I have, really? Let's face it. These trees are a bit low to the ground, actually, than I remembered. Right. Well, here we are, back on College Street. Modern University of the Year, they call it. Oh, I bet. Anyway, back into well, back to the city centre we go. We sort of just done an elongated ring road, if you will, just to get back here. It's on. Yeah, we're just waiting here because yeah, the town is starting to fill up a little bit more. Certainly a bit more busy than it was last time. There used to be a Frank and Benny's over there, by the way. I think me and my dad went in there once about 8 years ago. I think everybody goes in there at least once. Mind you, I've never seen that before. Paradiso Urban Garden Cinema Bar. And it's hidden behind a padlock. Must be an exclusive sort of thing like that. Oh. Mind you, that doesn't sound like a bad idea, to be fair. It's just hard to find it. Alright, we'll head back down to Elton Square. And again, half in the front of the street is still just in rubble at the moment. If anything, it looks even more than the last time we were here. Oh. Just gone 12:05, and I think maybe spending another hour in here will probably be best, or maybe an hour and a bit. Might possibly think about getting some lunch, and then we'll just take it from there. Play it by ear, really. actually, what I said about it feeling a bit more full, actually, no, to be honest, it's cleared up a little bit since last time I was here, which was about an hour ago, something like that. Yeah, let's keep going. Oh, there we are now. Now it's starting to look busy.
Quite a few times, but she's never.
Let's see. Oh, wait, you get out of the way. I wonder if like the stack will probably be busy at this time of day. I mean, it almost always is. They say it's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world. Right, and we're almost back to exactly where we were, starting in Eldon Square. I'm just going to take have a sit down for about 5 minutes, and then we'll get back on the road. Well, I mean, we'll probably head westwards again, go towards the stack, and just to see what's happening and stuff like that. There's always something going on about that side of the city. Aha, empty bench on the horizon. Of course, even the busking that goes on around here, it's not quite as what it used to be, but have a gentle sit down. Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. Okay, so you join me again literally seconds later, just having a sit down on a bench dedicated to electrical and Royal Engineers. So hopefully by this time tomorrow night I'll actually go into a little bit more detail just to explain sort of why there's been a bit of an uptick in doing these sorts of videos, and well, just to give you guys a little bit of a better insight as to who I am, and well, why do I go out of my way just to do these kinds of videos and stuff like that. Because like I said before, when we're coming up through Sandyford and whatnot, it's a bit of an ambition to sort of like go all over the northeast and just to do a bit of an explore. Like at some point or whatever, I want to be able to go around Byker, Walker, Wallsend, travel southwards beyond Millsborough into Hartlepool. Pretty sure Hartlepool does count as being part of the northeast. Explore more through Gateshead, and then maybe even head further out into the country and a little bit further north, like towards Berwick, Alnwick, maybe even Scotch Corner, places. Not entirely sure what to find in Scotch Corner, but Morpeth, Concert, Stanley, Chesley Street, Durham. It's sort of just try and keep it local, or keep it more indigenous to the northeast. That seems to be the way to go, and well, we'll see what we can get what we can find when we get there. At least the music in the background's quite cheerful. Right, so moving on. Right, okay, 10-minute break now over. It is time to once again move on. Right. There we are. Just gave him a quid for his trouble. First time in as many years I can remember actually giving money to a busker, but now to be fair, the music was nice, and well, Sunday in it, Sunday, merits charity or something like that, something very specific. Pigeons are out in force once again. It's just a little extra of the city, really. Pigeons love to hang around. Right. There we go. Right, so I thought what we'll do is that we'll just go around the west of the city and we'll take a look around the stack. I think it will be packing up already. We've got about 90 minutes to kick off. Then we'll just sort of head out. And of course, there's plenty of people coming out in large numbers. The police are also out in numbers again. It's just the way of things and whatnot. See, buses are starting to pile up at each end, and oh no, here they come. I'll give these lot credit that they're actually using helmets for a change. That's quite different. That's a change at the very least. Not exactly the Hells Angels. At least they're wearing helmets. That's a change. We just managed to pass the corner before someone started blaring the bagpipes. Because why not bring bagpipes to any part of the world? Why not? Anyway, so we'll sort of like go past Stell Street. We'll head up to the stack. We'll just hang around outside St. James's Park and stuff, and we'll just see what happens. Well, these are usually done at my discretion. Is I'm not. Right, so yeah, a lot more Robin Hoods now starting to pop up here and there. So yeah, we'll just head up, and yeah, St. James's is just like over the horizon, so we'll sort of like cut through the back end of South Street. That's better. Oh, that's right. Popular back page sports memorabilia, very, very popular for this part of the city because it is so close to St. James's. And around the back end in Newcastle. Well,
Hello, can I get this?
Newcastle Arms pubs are almost in full swing. Oh yeah, that's right, Championship. I think like Ipswich or something like that, and Cardiff are playing at this time. Yeah, so we come up to, again, you got your Chinatown Express, got Rosie's Bar, and in a few moments' time, St James's Park. Let's anticipate the build up a little bit. It's great for tension. And there she is, just on the other side of the Chinatown entrance, and we'll just shortly. And of course, the popular Tyneside Irish Centre. Remember that? Never a choice, always a mag. Good advice. And well, yeah. Here we are. All right. Stack is booming. Drinks are flowing. Traffic is stopping, and over the road we going. We'll get a little bit closer to St James's in a second, but it's just worth, because for those who know that Newcastle is a very popular sporting city, you get St James's Metro just over the distance over there. Never actually ever got off at St James's Metro, it must be said, but let's keep moving. Sorry.
Say again, sorry.
The Newcastle Uni Business School over there. Hello, welcome. And oh yeah, as you can see right here. Now suddenly. Now it's really starting to build up and stuff like that, so so I'm surprised actually. I never thought any of the others would be doing like filming round here like on match day and stuff like that. Come on, let's see what we get. Come on, big smiles, big smiles. Oh well, never mind. Actually, I don't remember there being this much space around here. We'll see if we can get a good shot of Gallagher end. Let's see what we can do. Let's keep moving. Shearer's Bar is, well, to be honest, I've never really seen it packed, but then again, I can't remember the last time I've ever came up here on match day and even mean this close to St James's. So it just kind of makes sense, I suppose. And across the street and whatnot, and let's just take a look around. Welcome to Tyneside. Where are we? And of course, you see right there, world famous Strawberry Bar. Well, pub, I suppose. Bar is maybe pushing it a bit. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that, yeah, as you can see right here, it's probably the last pub on this actual street, with the giant eyesore student-let flats and whatnot behind you. Anyway, it's. I wonder how old that pub's been there. It must have been here for years. Well, decades. Strawberry Place. That's the name of it. Right, off we go again. Bye, boss. Right, let's just go across the street here. Well, and with that being said, if you really want to see what it would sort of look like when it's a little bit out of control, I should be coming here when we play Sunderland. That or the carnage will ensue. Mind you, I forgot to mention Sunderland is also a place I'm looking to get to, like in the next couple of weeks. It's probably easier to get to, really. It's just continue on the metro, and then when it says Sunderland, just get off. Simple as that. Anyway, we'll make our way back to Elton Square. I think we're spending a nice little morning just out booting a boot, just across the city. Anyway, let's across the city. sort of wrap it up shortly. Yeah, we'll head up. And back we go, and back in Delton Square we can. Right, okay, so there we are, and as we stand before the other bench supporting the Durham Light Infantry, yeah, I think it's, yeah, I think that's kind of, I think I'm perfectly fine with just how things went today. It was just a matter of just getting to tune on match day, just taking a little bit of a wonder of boots, and yeah, it seems almost atypical of any other day really here in the city, apart from it's a match day. That's the only thing I feel like I can add. And with that being said, I look forward to seeing all of you guys again next time. Thank you.